rush me, just listen. I didn't plan this. I didn't even want it. But when the past you buried suddenly walks into your wedding, what would you do? I betrayed a good man. I broke my vows. And worst of all, I don't even know if I'm sorry. I met Jason on a rainy Tuesday in Chicago, the kind of gray, cold day that makes you want to stay in bed. But I was late for work, soaked to the bone, and I spilled my coffee all over his shoes in the elevator. He looked down, chuckled, and said, "If this is how you flirt, it's working." I was mortified, but he made it easy to laugh, easy to talk, easy to love. Jason was safe, strong. The kind of man who listens when you speak and remembers your favorite takeout spot even when you forget it yourself. We dated for 2 years. He proposed at the Navy Pier during fireworks. I cried like a baby. I said yes before he even finished asking. It felt right. It felt honest. It felt like forever. But life has a cruel sense of humor. Our wedding was small, just family and close friends. The venue was this beautiful little garden estate in Evanston, filled with soft music and warm summer air. Everything was perfect, until it wasn't. I was standing by the champagne table, laughing with my maid of honor, when I saw him. Landon. Time stopped. I hadn't seen him in 5 years. 5 long years. And yet, there he was. Taller, broader. The same deep eyes that used to undo me with one glance. My heart dropped to my feet. Jason had told me his best man was flying in from out of state, some old college friend from New York he hadn't seen in a while. He didn't know Landon and I had history. He didn't know Landon was my first love. He didn't know that Landon was the one who disappeared on me without a word. No goodbye. No closure. Just vanished. And now he was standing 10 feet away, raising a glass, and smiling at me like nothing ever happened. I panicked. I smiled. I waved. I turned away so fast I nearly tripped on my dress. "You okay?" My friend whispered. I nodded. Lied. But inside, everything was spinning. Later that night, after the cake was cut and the last dance was danced, Jason pulled me into his arms and whispered, "Landon says he's glad we found each other. Said I'm lucky." I smiled again, but something inside me cracked. 2 days later, my phone rang. Unknown number. I let it go to voicemail. Then it rang again. "Please. We need to talk. Just once. That's all I'm asking." I froze. I texted him back. "I'm married now. To your best friend. Don't contact me again." He replied almost immediately. "I've waited 5 years to find you. Just one conversation. Please." I should have deleted the message. I should have blocked him. But I didn't. I agreed to meet him at a small cafe in Lincoln Park, during lunch hour. Public. Safe. Controlled. But there's nothing safe about unfinished business. When I walked in, he was already sitting there. Same crooked smile. Same quiet confidence. "You look incredible." I sat down without responding. He leaned forward. His voice was low, careful. "I never meant to hurt you. I was young. Scared. Messed up. But I never stopped loving you." I looked him dead in the eye. "You don't get to say that now. Not after 5 years. Not after I moved on. Not after I married your best friend." He sighed. "I tried finding you. For years. You disappeared." "I had to," I snapped. "After you ghosted me, after you broke me. I changed everything. New number. New name on social media. Moved to Chicago. I needed a new life. One that didn't have you in it." Silence. Then he whispered, "And yet you still came today." I wanted to scream. I wanted to leave. But I couldn't. Because the truth was, part of me never stopped loving him either. And that part was waking up again. You ever try to love someone while pretending your heart isn't somewhere else? It's torture. A kind of emotional war you fight in silence, because the person sleeping beside you doesn't deserve to suffer for a mistake you haven't even made. Yet. After the cafe, I swore to myself that was it. No more Landon. No more memories. No more secrets. Jason deserved better, so much better. And for a while, I tried. I really, really tried. He would leave sweet notes on the bathroom mirror like, "Mrs. Harper, just a reminder that I love you more than coffee." And that's saying a lot. He'd send flowers to my job in downtown Chicago, just because. He planned date nights, cooked for me, kissed me like we were still in the honeymoon phase. He was everything a woman could ask for. But I wasn't fully there. And he felt it. One night, as we were sitting on the couch, wrapped in blankets, watching a rerun of Friends, Jason muted the TV and turned to me. "You've been different since the wedding." I blinked. "What do you mean?" "I mean, you smile, but it doesn't reach your eyes. You kiss me, but it feels like your mind's somewhere else. Did I do something wrong?" That crushed me. Because no, he hadn't done anything wrong. The problem wasn't him. It was me, and the ghost of a man I never buried. I reached out, took his hand. "Jason, I love you. You didn't do anything wrong. I guess I'm still adjusting to all this. Marriage is a big step." He smiled, pulled me into his arms. "Whatever it is, we'll figure it out together, okay?" God, why did he have to be so good? But the texts kept coming. From Landon. "I can't stop thinking about you. Do you remember the way you used to look at me? I'm not trying to break up your marriage. I just need to know if you still feel it too." I deleted every message. Blocked him. Then unblocked him. Then blocked him again. The tug of war inside me was maddening. Until one Saturday afternoon, Jason invited a few friends over for a cookout at our apartment rooftop in Lakeview. Burgers. Beers. Chill music. Nothing fancy. And then I saw him. Landon. He walked in like he belonged. Like he hadn't set my entire emotional world on fire a few weeks ago. Jason lit up. There he is. The New York ghost finally shows his face. They hugged. Laughed. Caught up like old college buddies. I stood frozen, holding a tray of hot dog buns like it was a shield. He looked at me. Just for a second. "You look incredible." Whispered. Quiet. Dangerous. I shivered. Jason didn't notice. Of course he didn't. He was too busy handing him a beer and telling him, "Man, wait till you taste her grilled corn. I married a goddess." I wanted to scream. Or cry. Or both. Throughout the evening, Landon barely looked at me, but I could feel him. His presence. His silence. His knowing. It was like the air between us crackled with unspoken things. Later that night, Jason and I lay in bed, curled up under a warm blanket. He brushed my hair back and kissed my forehead. "I'm lucky, you know. To have you. To wake up next to you. I don't say it enough, but thank you for choosing me." I bit my lip to keep from breaking. "Jason, I love you." And I did. Just, not the way he loved me. Not fully. Not freely. And the worst part? He had no idea that the man he called brother was the one man I'd never truly stopped loving. I tried to be strong. To bury it. To forget him. But ghosts don't die just because you pretend they're not haunting you. Landon kept texting. At first, I ignored him. Then I started reading the messages. Just reading. Then, I started replying. Short ones. Dry. Cold. "Please stop texting me. You're making this harder. I'm married now." But he didn't stop. "I'm not trying to ruin your life, Harper. I just want one moment. Just dinner. One night to talk. Then I'll disappear, if that's what you want." I should have blocked him again. Instead, I stared at that message for hours. Jason had a business trip in Austin, Texas that weekend. He kissed me goodbye at the airport, held my face in his hands and said, "I'll miss you every minute. Call me when you get lonely." And I nodded like everything was fine. But later that night, I texted Landon, "What time should I come?" His apartment was in Wicker Park, top floor, exposed brick, jazz music playing low like a heartbeat. I told myself it wasn't a date. It was just closure. When he opened the door, he smiled like he'd won a war he never stopped fighting. "Still the most beautiful thing I've ever seen," he said. I ignored the compliment. Tried to, at least. But my stomach fluttered anyway. The table was already set. 2 plates. Candles. Homemade pasta. The man had remembered my favorite wine, red, full-bodied, like we used to drink in college. You cooked? I asked, walking in slowly. You used to say no one ever cooked for you. I thought, maybe you deserved it. I sat down, avoiding his eyes. He poured the wine. We ate. We laughed. And for a second, it felt like we were 22 again. Before life got complicated. Before we broke each other. But it didn't stay innocent. Do you ever think about us? He asked suddenly, voice low, eyes locked on mine. I froze. Landon. I mean it. Do you ever think about what we had? What we could have been if I hadn't been such a coward? I took a sip of wine, needing something to hold on to. You left, Landon. No goodbye. No explanation. You shattered me. He stood, walked over, knelt beside me. I know. And I hate myself for it. But Harper, I never stopped loving you. Not for 1 second. And when I saw you at that wedding, God, it felt like the universe was punishing me. Tears welled in my eyes. You can't say these things to me now. I'm married. To a man who doesn't see the war inside you. I stood, heart pounding. Don't do this. Don't twist it like you know what I'm going through. He stepped closer. Then tell me to stop. Silence. Say it, Harper. Tell me to stop. But I couldn't. Because every nerve in my body was screaming yes, even while my brain was begging no. His hand touched my cheek. Soft. Familiar. Dangerous. And then, he kissed me. Slow. Deep. Years of silence, broken in a single breath. I kissed him back. I let him kiss me back. We stumbled into his room like a scene from a dream I'd never stopped having. Clothes fell. Barriers shattered. And then, it happened. It was desperate. Hungry. Filled with pain, passion, and everything we never got to say. When it was over, I laid there for 5 seconds before reality crashed in. I jumped out of the bed, pulled my clothes on, hands shaking. I can't believe I just did this. He sat up, chest rising and falling. I didn't plan this to happen. I swear. You knew exactly what you were doing, Landon. I just wanted to feel you again. Tears spilled down my face as I grabbed my keys. This was a mistake. All of it. You don't get to come back and ruin everything. I left without another word. Drove like a fugitive through the night. When I got home, I didn't go inside. I sat in the car, headlights off, trembling. The house looked so peaceful. Our wedding picture smiled back at me through the window. And all I could think was, how do you face a man who thinks the sun rises and sets with you, when you've just put out the light yourself? I laid my head on the steering wheel and sobbed. Not because I didn't want Landon, but because I had just betrayed a man who never once gave me a reason to doubt his love. I tried. I really did. I tried to put it behind me. But guilt is a heavy thing. It doesn't let you breathe. Doesn't let you sleep. It keeps you awake at night, replaying every moment, every touch, every kiss. After what happened, I thought blocking Landon's number would be enough. But he didn't stop. He found ways. New numbers. Private messages. I couldn't escape him. And with each message, a part of me, a part of my soul, wanted to answer. To hear his voice again. To feel something real. But I was married. I couldn't go down that path again. I looked at Jason every day, and his love felt like a weight pressing down on me. Every hug he gave me, every sweet word, it felt like a knife twisting in my chest. He had no idea. How could he? When he came back from his business trip to Austin, he was everything I needed him to be. The man who never let me down. The man who made me laugh when I felt like crying. But inside, I was breaking. The guilt felt like a constant ache in my heart. When Jason surprised me with flowers and a new bracelet, his voice soft, sincere. I missed you so much, babe. I just wanted to spoil you a little. You deserve everything. And I smiled. I forced a smile. But the truth? The truth was, I couldn't look at him the same way anymore. His love was everything I ever wanted. But I had betrayed him. Betrayed a man who gave me everything, who trusted me with his life. I asked him, voice shaking, trying to mask the storm inside of me. Why do you enjoy spoiling me so much, Jason? He took a step closer, wrapping his arms around me. Because I love you. Because you deserve the world. You're everything to me. And there it was. His love. Unwavering. Unconditional. But all I could feel was the weight of my secret. I couldn't breathe. His words echoed in my head. You're everything to me. And the longer he held me, the more I questioned everything. How do you confess something that could destroy the man you love? And how do you live with yourself knowing you might never get the chance to make things right? I spent days drowning in the noise of my own thoughts. Days filled with dread, guilt, and a burning question that refused to go away. Do I tell him? Do I come clean and risk losing everything I've built? Or do I bury this in the past, let it fade into the shadows of what could have been? The thing is, I don't know what's worse. Hurting Jason by telling him the truth, or living with this secret and pretending nothing happened. Landon's voice lingered in my mind. His touch, the kiss we shared. How do I forget that? How do I erase the fact that he was the one who knew me better than anyone else? But what I did with him, that night, the night I destroyed everything, including myself. Jason was in the other room, laughing at some dumb joke on TV. His voice was warm and comforting, but all I could think about was how I'd failed him. I went into the kitchen to make myself a cup of tea, hoping it would calm my nerves. But all I could think about was the betrayal. I looked at the fridge. A picture of Jason and me from our honeymoon in Maui, me in his arms, laughing. How do I look at that photo knowing I've shattered his trust? How do I look at this man, who's done nothing but love me, and pretend that I haven't hurt him beyond repair? Harper, you okay? Jason called out, his footsteps getting closer. I wiped my tears quickly, trying to force a smile, but it felt like my face had forgotten how. Yeah, just thinking. He placed his hand on my shoulder, his touch warm and reassuring. You've been distant, babe. Talk to me. What's going on? But I couldn't. I couldn't tell him what I had done. How could I? The guilt clawed at me, tearing me apart inside. But I didn't know if I could live with myself if I kept this secret. I didn't know if I could keep pretending everything was okay. But if I told him the truth, would I lose him forever? He pulled me close again, his arms tightening around me. I trust you with my life, Harper. Always have. Always will. And there it was. The truth. The weight of it crushed me. How could I betray the man who trusted me this way? I looked up at him, my voice trembling. Jason, I don't deserve you. He smiled, kissing my forehead softly. You're perfect to me. I don't need anything else. But I did. I needed to confess. I needed to fix this. But the question kept haunting me. Do I tell him? Or do I bury it forever and let this lie destroy me slowly? I know I'll be judged for what I've done, and I'm ready for it. But how do I face this? How do I look him in the eyes and tell him the truth? Or do I keep it buried, hoping the guilt will fade? To all of you listening, can I ever truly be forgiven? Can I save my marriage, or am I too far gone? What would you do? Would you tell him the truth, or keep the secret forever?